I believe if soldiers are performing the work of the Nigeria police force, probably the exchange, if care is not taken, some of them are even worse than some Nigeria corrupt police officers. Over some months, weeks, years now, we have been hearing some complaints from the power that be, hierarchy. The next story you are going to see will melt your heart. I wept for some Nigeria's security agencies. What happened according to this guy? They organized them to the stronghold of some terrorists in the northern part of the country. And they were told that those persons have been there over the years and they are so strong. The only thing they will use to dislodge them so that the Nigerian army will have victory is for them to go ahead with fighter jets, to move ahead so that the fighter jets will buy them, dislodge them, make sure that when this set of army or soldiers are coming, the job will be so easier for them. On the set day, they went. Do you know that about 38 soldiers were killed by those people? They ran away. Those who escaped ran for their dear lives. When the Oga Patapata came, he now began to address them and tell them there's need for them to go back again. Those soldiers that were killed, there's need to go retrieve them back. And some of the army or soldiers were so angry that this is not what you told us. Fighter jet will go ahead of us. You explained to us how difficult it's going to be, but the only way it will be easier for the Nigerian army is for the fighter jet to go ahead. And their top Oga explained that it was the fault of the Nigeria Air Force base who refused to release one of the jets and all that. Along the line, this same guy also questioned how, if they weren't sure of the fighter jet coming in, they would have also asked them to relax until the fighter jet is ready. You know, in many of these processes, there's always time for debriefing. You have to say your own side of the story, write your statement and all that. When it was time for this guy to write, he wrote. But do you know that they charged this guy for mutiny? Mutiny is a situation whereby you are rebelling against the constituted authority. And according to whatever army oath and every other thing, they were made to understand anything that has to do with mutiny, the punishment is by. And this same guy, the wife, get belle, no salary. As God should have it, they were light at the end of the tunnel. It's a sad story that everybody needs to watch and share. But I'll begin to see the lacuna between the hierarchy and those low officers, which is the powerhouse they normally use to attack any intruder. Now hear the guy out.
We have really passed through a lot. I beg army that they should release my husband's rights to him.
I was enlisted into the army 2003, January 2003. And after my training, I was posted to 82 Demonstration Battalion, Kaduna Jaji. We've been going to different operations. This very day, September 12, 2013, we're asked to go for a particular attack. They called the place Kafia Forest. We were briefed that the people who want to go and fight, they've been in that place since 2003, that they've become a strong force. Before we go, that an Alpha jet will go ahead of us in order to bomb, to soften the ground for us so that we can just go in and just mob the rest. And we're so confident, we're so happy that today will be the end of this particular Boko Haram. So we advance, we're moving. At the time we get to a point where we can't see the Alpha jet anymore. So our commander said, we have to go. These people has already lay ambush on us. There was serious firing on us. Sir, it was a serious battle. Well, by God's grace, God saved my life. That very day, we lost 38 of our men. Then the next morning, the same commander came and meet us in the camp and began to say, gentlemen, now let us go and recover the body of our brothers, our lost fallen heroes. After his address, I now raised my hands up and now asked a question. You told us pointedly that the people are of a strong force, that we can't just go without the air bombardment. The Alpha jet go ahead of us to bombard, to soften the ground for us. He now said, you see, it's not his fault. The problem he has is the Air Force. The Air Force are the one that failed him. Knowing fully well to soldiers that it was not true. You know, soldiers from the rear, you know, they begin to murmur, and to an extent they begin to shoot to the air. You understand? That is a lie. It's a lie. You understand? And the man left. A month later, I was redeployed to another place called Megumeri local government. I just see military police, and they said they need my attention, and I go, and they said I should come and put in statement, put it in writing that what do I know about what happened on the parade ground on so day. And I wrote, and I went back to my location. I was redeployed again to another place called Damasak. Then after a month later, they came and called me that the question I asked the other day was a mutinous question, and so therefore I was charged for mutiny. Before I know, a week, a month, a year, you know, from one detention to another, get to Abuja 2014. On a fateful day, Barrister Sam Femi Falana just came. He said those soldiers that were charged for mutiny want to see us, and he listened to our story. Then he now stood for us as our lawyer. Then the court martial began. The judgment was given. We're given death sentence. 4 of us were given death sentence. Then after a while, we were moved from Abuja to military intelligence in Lagos underground. We were there for like a year, more than a year. We're not allowed to see our children. We're not allowed to see our wife. We're not allowed to see anybody. Finally, they moved us from there to prison. Our lawyer, Sam Femi Falana, took the case to appeal court. He did his best. He kept pushing. On the 50th day, that day I was in exam hall. God, I was writing my 200 level in the National University there, in the prison there. Then they came to call me that by God's grace, that was May, that our appeal court has discharged and acquits our case. Then the prison staff made us know that we have been discharged and acquitted. The transfer, the detention and everything is 6 years. I thank God. I return home and meet my wife and meet my children intact.
It was tough. It was not easy at all. Unknown to me that I was even pregnant for one of my daughter. I didn't know. So it was when he left that time that I discovered that I was pregnant. So I was left alone. There was no means of communication. There was no how I can talk to him. You know, people will start coming that time. They will be coming from Meduguri. I will be asking, how far? Did you see my husband? Did you hear about him? Did you do this? Did you do that? Some of them will say, Madam, we know you, but we know say your husband go come one day. What I was now hearing is that they said they should go and sentence some soldiers to death. They now mentioned their name. That year, it was a bitter year. It was not sweet at all. Army stopped paying us salary. They did not pay us any money again. How the children feed, how they went to school, it's not their business. Before we will get there to go and give him food at times, and we go there and we see my husband, I will not be happy the way I will see him. There was a day that we were eating. It was a little soup that was remaining. I make Gary Eba. We were eating. Before I know the soup finished, then my remaining children, I said, they are not okay. I said, you are not okay. They said, yes, let's put water now. We put water in that pot of soup and we do it like this. And we ate it like that night. We all went to bed. So all this while, our eye has seen. If you call my children to come and testify, they will tell you. I beg Army that they should release my husband's rights to him. They should release it to him because we have really suffered a lot.
Since the appeal court has discharged and acquitted us and said we are to be reinstated and go back to we are to be reinstated and be pay all our rightful dues. I keep asking myself, why up to now? It's gone to a year now, nothing has been done. I joined the army with passion and just being out like this, serving the army for good 16, 17 years, and you are just out like that. It's a painful stuff. I'm not angry with them, but I should have at least my rightful benefit. Like my discharge certificate with me, like my retired ID card with me, you understand? I am not angry with the army in any way, but it's a pain to me.
Kudos to Femi Falana Sam. God bless you, sir. That is why I normally tell anybody, anything what you do for this life, be it good or bad, people must refer to it. Not be person talk now how it rescue them. Imagine somebody with a sentence to buy, all of a sudden was able to rescue them out. Kudos to you. The Lord bless you, sir. Now, my fear in all of this now, this one are just one man in so many who they don't discharge like this. If by tomorrow we have another set of terrorist group terrorizing a certain community, in the end, you now discover that now this guy, God forbid, is the head of the team. Will it be shocking to you? You discharge person now, you don't give her money, you don't pay her salary. This same person is privy to the security architecture of Nigeria. Una don't teach him how to use God. He not learn any other work. Thank God when he dey inside kirikiri, he dey go school. If devil use this same guy tomorrow, he can't join those who will terrorize the nation, how will you feel? And these are some of the things we will not take into consideration before discharging any of them. The insecurity is the land is much. Now, I want to urge the Nigeria government, all these people where they discharge, where they come out like that, where they complain, where they talk about their experience, ugly one, they need to put their statement into consideration. Some hierarchy army are feeding fat, not be all, from some of them, from whatever insurgency, insecurity Nigeria is passing through at the moment. But if not, probably this thing for don't end. And as a result of this, I want to urge Mr. President, any of those security chiefs, they should be called for questioning. Video like this, not be waiting, they just look, they throw face. Who were those persons? They should be called to answer for whatever allegation that is being leveled against them. Because some of them are now declaring themselves as untouchable. And that is why today, if you don't use one, do example, the rest not go learn to do the right thing. Not be all, but for the few ones who are making sure that the security architecture in Nigeria is being sabotaged for their selfish interest should be brought to book. Anyway, whatever you think, drop your comment on the comment section. Once again, share and follow the page. And for the record, if we not take some of these statements by these soldiers serious, and so we move in circle, sweating profusely, thinking we are moving forward, forgetting that we are just in one circle.